Have you ever felt like something is constantly pulling you away from the path you were meant to follow? Picture a life filled with purpose, dreams, and clear direction, only to be suddenly distracted by thoughts and desires that seem to come out of nowhere. Today, we're diving into a powerful truth. Even those destined for greatness face hidden battles that try to sidetrack them from their true calling. Welcome to a journey where we uncover how subtle distractions and hidden temptations can derail even the most focused hearts. Let's begin by imagining a moment in your life when everything was clear. You had a goal, a vision of what you wanted to achieve, and the confidence that nothing could stop you. Then, without warning, a seemingly harmless distraction appears. A friendly conversation, a social media post, or even a fleeting thought. It starts small, almost unnoticed, but soon you find yourself drifting away from what once felt so important. This is not just a random occurrence. It is a tactic designed to make you lose focus on your divine purpose. This distraction is like a gentle whisper that becomes louder with time. It lures you into a comfort zone where the real mission of your life gets pushed aside. When you let these interruptions take over, you risk missing opportunities that could change your life. Imagine a brilliant artist who stops painting because everyday concerns slowly steal the time and passion needed to create masterpieces. In our lives, every moment matters, and even a slight deviation can have a ripple effect on our destiny. Now, think about the impact of these distractions on your spirit. They don't just take away your focus. They begin to steal your strength. When you are constantly pulled away from your purpose, you might start questioning your abilities, wondering if you are truly capable of achieving your dreams. It becomes a cycle where each distraction makes the next one even harder to ignore. The more you allow these intrusions, the more your inner light dims, leaving you feeling lost and unmotivated. This is why it is so important to recognize the signs early. Look for those moments when your attention shifts away from your goals. Is it during a conversation, while scrolling through your phone, or even in the quiet moments before sleep? By becoming aware of these triggers, you begin to understand that they are not accidents. They are deliberate attempts to divert you from your higher purpose. The key here is awareness. Once you know what to look for, you can take back control and refocus on what truly matters. Let's now explore the first major way these distractions work, by pulling your focus away from the calling that drives you. Imagine that each of us has a personal mission, a unique contribution to the world that only we can make. When distractions come knocking, they aren't just taking your time, they are stealing your vision. They plant seeds of doubt, causing you to question whether you are on the right path. With every stray thought, the clarity of your purpose becomes foggier, and the steps toward your dreams feel less certain. Consider a time when you were deeply engaged in a project, only to have a sudden interruption break your concentration. That break might seem harmless at first, but over time, these interruptions add up. They slowly erode the focus you need to accomplish great things. It's as if you're building a house of dreams, and each distraction is a brick that doesn't belong. Before you know it, the structure is compromised, and what was once a solid foundation starts to crumble. But distractions don't stop there. They also begin to affect how others see you. Your friends, family, or colleagues may notice that you are not as driven or passionate as you used to be. When you lose focus, it shows. People might begin to doubt your commitment, and your reputation as someone who is reliable and purposeful might suffer. In a world where first impressions matter, letting distractions take over can have lasting effects on your personal testimony. Now, let's move into another powerful area where these distractions strike: the erosion of your testimony. Your testimony is the story of your life, a narrative that reflects your values, your achievements, and your journey of faith. It is what inspires others and gives them hope. However, when distractions invade, They not only divert your attention from your goals, but also tarnish the image that you have worked so hard to build. Imagine you are a beacon of inspiration for your community. People look up to you for guidance and strength. Every word you speak and every action you take sends a message about who you are. Now, imagine that a small, unnoticed mistake begins to undermine everything you stand for. It might be a moment of weakness, a decision influenced by an impulsive desire that has no place in your story of strength and purpose. Over time, this misstep grows, and before you know it, your story, the very thing that made you special, starts to change in ways you never intended. When your testimony is compromised, it doesn't just affect you, it also impacts everyone who believes in you. Friends and family might begin to lose faith, not because you are unworthy, but because they see the effects of those subtle distractions. They see a person who once stood tall and is now struggling to maintain the clarity of purpose they once had. The damage is not always dramatic. It often happens slowly, almost imperceptibly, until one day you look back and realize that your story has veered far from the path you intended to follow. This erosion of testimony is especially painful because it is not always accompanied by immediate consequences. Unlike a sudden failure, the decline is gradual. It creeps in quietly, like a shadow at dusk, and before long, your light seems dimmer to everyone around you. But here's the empowering truth. Recognizing this change is the first step toward reclaiming your story. You have the power to restore the narrative and shine brighter than ever before. By confronting these distractions head-on, you can reaffirm your commitment to the path that you were meant to walk. Imagine the strength that comes from turning back to your purpose. When you notice a distraction, pause and remind yourself of your goals. Visualize the dream you are working towards and let that image guide you back to the right path. It is in these moments of clarity that you rebuild your testimony, step by step, brick by brick. And every time you do, you send a powerful message to yourself and to those around you. You are in control, and nothing can easily steal your focus or tarnish your story. Today, as you listen to these words, take a moment to reflect on the distractions in your own life. Consider the small, seemingly insignificant moments that have slowly nudged you away from your purpose. Recognize them, learn from them, and use that awareness to strengthen your resolve. Remember, every great journey has its challenges, but it is through overcoming them that we grow and shine even brighter. In this very moment, the choice is yours. Will you allow distractions to steal your focus, or will you rise above them, reclaiming your passion and your purpose? Let these thoughts guide you as you continue on your path, knowing that the journey toward fulfilling your destiny is paved with both trials and triumphs. Embrace the challenge and let your testimony shine as a beacon of hope and strength for everyone who looks up to you. This is just the beginning of our exploration into the hidden battles that even the most determined among us face. Stay with us as we uncover more about how these distractions work and learn powerful ways to overcome them. Your story, your purpose, and your destiny are worth every effort. Leave a comment if you can relate to this. Leave an amen down below, and let's move on with our video. Continuing our journey, let's dive deeper into the ways distractions can separate us from what truly matters. In this part, we'll explore how these hidden forces create a barrier between us and our inner connection with God, and how they can weaken the spiritual authority that we so deeply rely on. Imagine your connection with God as a warm, inviting light, a steady flame that guides you through life. Now envision a cold, creeping mist slowly rolling in. This mist is not a sudden storm, but a subtle force that builds over time, creating a barrier between you and that sacred light. It makes prayer feel heavier, reading the Bible less inspiring, and worship almost mechanical. You might start to feel as if God is far away, not because He is, but because the mist of distraction clouds your heart. It's like trying to see a beautiful sunrise through fog. The vibrant colors and clarity are lost, leaving you with a dim and distant view. This barrier is not built by external forces alone. It grows from the inside. Every time a distraction takes hold, every moment spent caught up in something that diverts you from your purpose, that mist thickens. Simple habits like scrolling through endless social media feeds, daydreaming about fleeting pleasures, or even overthinking can contribute to this separation. Over time, the act of reaching out in prayer or trying to meditate on God's word becomes a challenge. Instead of feeling the warmth of His presence, you might feel a chill, as if a piece of you has slowly receded into isolation. But here's the important part. This barrier isn't permanent. Just as fog eventually lifts to reveal a bright, clear morning, you have the power to break through this separation. The first step is to recognize that the barrier exists. When you feel that distance, remind yourself that it is not a sign of God's absence, but rather a call to return to Him with renewed focus. This recognition is the spark that can reignite the warmth of your connection, slowly melting away the mist of distraction. Now, let's turn to another powerful effect of these distractions, the weakening of your spiritual authority. Think of spiritual authority as the strength and confidence you have to stand firm in your beliefs, to lead by example, and to make decisions that honor your true purpose. It's like having a sturdy shield that protects you from the challenges and doubts that life throws your way. When distractions invade, that shield can begin to crack. Every time you allow your focus to slip, every time you let a moment of weakness cloud your judgment, the strength of your authority diminishes. Picture a captain steering a ship through rough waters. The captain's clear vision and steady hand keep the ship on course, even when waves crash against it. Now imagine if the captain began to let in small, constant doubts, if every distraction made him question the journey. Over time, those doubts would build, and the ship might begin to veer off course. In our lives, distractions work in a similar way. They chip away at the confidence and resolve you have in your decisions. What once felt like a strong, unyielding shield starts to show cracks, making it harder to stand tall in moments of challenge. This weakening is not always dramatic or obvious. It often starts in the small moments. The hesitation before speaking up in a meeting, the lingering thought of uncertainty during prayer, or the momentary loss of focus when a difficult decision needs to be made. These small cracks may seem insignificant at first, but if left unchecked, they can widen, leaving you feeling less capable of leading your life or influencing those around you. The result is a sense of vulnerability that can creep into every aspect of your life, from personal decisions to the way you interact with family and friends. Yet, there is hope. Just as you can clear the fog that dims your connection with God, you can also rebuild and strengthen your spiritual authority. It starts by taking small, intentional steps back to focus on what truly matters. Remind yourself of the times when you felt strong and confident, when your decisions flowed from a deep sense of purpose. Revisit the moments where you stood firm against challenges, and let those memories inspire you to reclaim your strength. One effective way to rebuild this authority is to establish a daily routine that prioritizes quiet reflection and prayer. Begin your day with a moment of stillness, letting your mind settle before the noise of the world intrudes. Even a few minutes of dedicated time can help reinforce your inner strength and remind you of the purpose that guides your actions. As you continue to nurture this connection, you'll find that your shield grows stronger, more resilient against the subtle attacks of distraction. Another powerful tool is accountability. Share your journey with someone you trust, a friend, a mentor, or a family member who can remind you of your strength when you feel it slipping away. Sometimes, hearing someone else affirm your purpose can fill in the gaps left by moments of doubt. Their support can help patch up those cracks in your spiritual authority, ensuring that you remain steadfast in your convictions. Remember, the barrier and the weakening of your authority are not signs of failure. They are natural challenges on the path to a deeper, more resilient connection with your purpose and with God. Every person, no matter how strong their faith, faces moments of distraction and doubt. The key is not to let these moments define you, but to use them as stepping stones toward growth and renewal. In embracing this journey, you acknowledge that life is a series of challenges meant to test and ultimately strengthen you. Each time you notice the mist of distraction or feel your shield of authority waver, take it as a gentle reminder to return to the core of who you are. With each small victory, each moment of clarity, each act of intentional focus, you reinforce your inner strength and rebuild your connection with the divine. As we move forward, keep this in mind: the power to overcome these barriers and reclaim your authority lies within you. By recognizing the subtle ways distractions work and taking proactive steps to counteract them, you open the door to a life of clarity, purpose, and unwavering strength. Stay with this truth and let it guide you through the next steps of your journey. Together, we're uncovering the hidden challenges that can obscure our vision and weaken our resolve. In doing so, we're also discovering the simple, everyday practices that help us shine brighter and stand stronger. Hold on to that thought as you continue on your path, knowing that every moment of focus is a step closer to the life you were meant to live. There are moments when you slip up, and the weight of guilt settles in your heart, making you feel stuck and unworthy. It's a heavy burden that can cloud your mind and make every step feel harder than the last. When you make a mistake or stray from the path you intended to follow, a cycle of guilt and shame can begin, one that whispers negative thoughts and erodes your confidence bit by bit. Imagine waking up with a feeling that you've let yourself down. That feeling isn't just about one bad decision. It latches onto every thought you have, creating an echo of regret that follows you throughout the day. You might find yourself replaying the moment over and over, wondering if you could have done something differently. This constant replay can trap you in a cycle where each thought of regret makes the next one even more intense. Instead of motivating you to do better, it leaves you feeling paralyzed by self-doubt and despair. This cycle of guilt and shame works like a silent thief, slowly stealing your peace and clarity. It makes you hesitant to reach out for help, to try again, or even to believe in your own worth. Instead, you might feel that you are defined by your mistakes, and that every misstep is a permanent mark on your character. The truth, however, is that every moment offers a new chance to rise again, and your past does not have to determine your future. One of the most important steps in breaking free from this cycle is learning to forgive yourself. Forgiveness isn't about forgetting what happened or pretending it didn't hurt. It's about accepting that you are human and that mistakes are part of the journey. It means recognizing that every error carries a lesson and that each new day is an opportunity to start fresh. When you give yourself permission to let go of guilt, you create space for healing and growth. Another powerful way to overcome guilt and shame is by talking about your struggles with someone who understands and cares. Whether it's a trusted friend, a mentor, or someone in your community, sharing your experiences can lighten the burden you carry. When you open up, you may find that you're not alone. Others have faced similar challenges and have found ways to overcome them. Their support can remind you that you are stronger than your mistakes, and that each day is a chance to rebuild your sense of self-worth. It can also be incredibly helpful to shift your focus from what went wrong to what you can do right now. Instead of dwelling on the past, Try to concentrate on actions that reinforce your values and remind you of your purpose. This might mean setting small, achievable goals that help you move forward, whether it's spending a few minutes in quiet, reflection each morning, or reaching out to someone who inspires you. Every positive step you take serves as a reminder that you have the power to change your story, no matter how many setbacks you face. Taking care of your mental and emotional well-being is another essential part of breaking the cycle of guilt. Sometimes guilt and shame are compounded by the stresses of daily life, leaving you feeling overwhelmed. Simple practices like deep breathing, meditation, or even a short walk can help clear your mind and calm your emotions. By giving yourself moments of peace, you can create a buffer against the harsh inner critic that tells you you are not enough. It's also important to remind yourself that forgiveness and healing are gradual processes. You may not feel completely free from guilt overnight, and that's okay. Each small act of kindness toward yourself, every moment of self-compassion, is a step in the right direction. Celebrate your progress, no matter how minor it seems, and recognize that healing is a journey, not a destination. As you move forward, keep in mind that your mistakes do not define you. You are not a sum of your regrets, but a person with the strength to learn, grow, and rise above challenges. Every time you choose to forgive yourself, every time you reach out for support, you are taking a powerful stand against the cycle of guilt and shame. Embrace the possibility of a new beginning, knowing that every day is a fresh page on which you can write a story of resilience and hope. Remember, the journey to overcoming guilt starts with a single step, one that leads you toward a future filled with growth, understanding, and the renewed strength to pursue your true purpose. As you stand at the crossroads of struggle and strength, remember that every challenge you face is an invitation to rise higher. The journey of reclaiming your purpose is not one marked by endless failures, but by the courage to learn from each setback and the determination to move forward. Embrace every lesson, for it is in the act of overcoming that you rediscover the power within you. Think about the moments when you felt overwhelmed by self-doubt or paralyzed by the weight of past mistakes. Now imagine transforming those moments into fuel for growth. Every step you take toward healing is a testament to your resilience, a quiet declaration that you refuse to be defined by guilt or fear. It's not the missteps that shape you, but your response to them, how you choose to rise, rebuild, and shine once more. The strength you seek is already inside you, waiting to be awakened. When you actively choose to forgive yourself, to reach out to those who care, and to focus on the present, you are taking control of your narrative. These actions, though they might seem small at times, collectively build a fortress of inner strength and clarity that no distraction can break. The habits you nurture today, those moments of quiet reflection, the honest conversations with a trusted friend, the simple acts of self-kindness, will form the foundation of a future where you stand firm in your calling. Imagine waking up each day with a renewed sense of purpose, confident in the knowledge that no challenge is too great to overcome. Visualize a life where the barriers of doubt and distraction are steadily dismantled, replaced by a deep, unwavering connection to what truly matters. This isn't a distant dream. It is a reality you can create with each conscious decision to step into your strength. Now is the time to take action. If you've ever felt weighed down by guilt or sidetracked by distractions, know that you are not alone and that you have the power to change your story. Embrace the truth that every moment is a chance for renewal and that your purpose is too important to let slip away unnoticed. If you found these words inspiring and they resonate with your own journey, I invite you to join a community dedicated to growth and empowerment. Subscribe to our channel to receive more insights and practical tips on overcoming life's challenges. Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your story could be the spark that ignites someone else's transformation. Together, let's break free from the chains of guilt and distraction and step boldly into a future filled with hope, strength, and unyielding purpose. Your journey is just beginning, and every step forward is a victory worth celebrating.